Spanning from the mid-18th century to the early 20th century, it marked the transition from agrarian, handicraft-based economies to industrialized, machine-driven production systems. The revolution began in Britain and eventually spread to Europe, North America, and Asia, profoundly impacting human civilization. The Industrial Revolution did not emerge suddenly, rather, it was the result of a gradual accumulation of knowledge, technological advancements, and socio-economic changes over centuries. Several key factors contributed to this transformation, shaping the way industries, economies, and societies evolved. Before the onset of industrialization, the agricultural revolution, 17th–18th century, played a crucial role in preparing the ground for large-scale manufacturing. Traditional farming methods were inefficient, leading to food shortages and economic stagnation. However, the development of new farming techniques significantly improved agricultural productivity. One of the most important innovations was crop rotation, introduced by Charles Townshend. By rotating crops such as wheat, barley, clover, and turnips, farmers could replenish soil nutrients without leaving fields fallow. This increased food production, allowing societies to sustain larger populations. The enclosure movement, another crucial change, led to the consolidation of small farms into large, privately owned plots. While this improved agricultural efficiency, it also displaced many small farmers, forcing them to seek work in cities and fueling industrial labor supply. The improved agricultural productivity led to population growth, as better nutrition and food security reduced mortality rates. In Britain, the population grew from around 6 million in 1700 to 14 million by 1830, creating a large workforce necessary for industrial expansion. The rapid rise of industrialization was fueled by groundbreaking technological advancements that revolutionized manufacturing processes. The textile industry was among the first to benefit from mechanization. James Hargreaves invented the spinning jenny, 1764, which allowed a single worker to spin multiple threads at once. Later, Richard Arkwright's water frame, 1769, introduced water-powered spinning, further increasing production. The invention of the power loom, 1785, by Edmund Cartwright mechanized weaving, making fabric production significantly faster. Perhaps the most influential innovation of the Industrial Revolution was James Watt's improved steam engine, 1765. This breakthrough allowed machines to operate without reliance on human or animal power, leading to the rise of steam-powered factories, locomotives, and ships. The invention of steam locomotives by George Stephenson in the early 19th century made transportation of goods and people faster and more efficient. The rise of the iron and steel industry was another defining aspect of industrialization. Henry Quart's puddling furnace, 1784, allowed mass production of malleable iron, making it more affordable for industries. Later, Henry Bessemer's Bessemer process, 1856, revolutionized steel production, enabling the construction of railways, bridges, and skyscrapers. Industrialization significantly altered the fabric of society, particularly in terms of urbanization, social structure, and labor conditions. The rise of factories and mechanized industries led to the rapid expansion of urban centers. Cities such as Manchester, Birmingham, and London became industrial powerhouses, attracting thousands of workers. However, this urban migration also led to severe overcrowding, poor sanitation, and public health crises. Slums emerged near factories, with workers living in cramped, unsanitary housing. The Industrial Revolution redefined class structures. A new wealthy class of entrepreneurs, factory owners, and financiers emerged, known as the industrial bourgeoisie, capitalists. These individuals accumulated vast wealth through industrial production and trade. In contrast, the working-class proletariat endured harsh conditions, long hours, often 14–16 hours a day, and minimal wages. Child labor was rampant, with young children working in dangerous conditions in textile mills and coal mines. Over time, these struggles led to the rise of labor unions and workers' rights movements, demanding better wages, reduced working hours, and improved safety regulations. Women and children were heavily employed in factories due to their lower wage demands. Many children, as young as 5 or 6, worked in coal mines, textile mills, and factories, often performing dangerous tasks. The harsh conditions eventually led to the introduction of factory acts in the 19th century, which aimed to regulate child labor and improve working conditions. The transition from handcrafted to machine-produced materials transformed architectural design and construction techniques. Before industrialization, buildings were primarily constructed using stone, wood, and brick with labor-intensive methods. However, the introduction of iron, steel, and concrete revolutionized construction, allowing for larger, more complex structures. The development of large-scale factories became a defining feature of industrial architecture. These buildings were designed to house heavy machinery, assembly lines, and mass production facilities. Key characteristics included large open spaces to accommodate machinery and workers, high ceilings and ventilation systems to reduce overheating, glass-paneled windows to allow maximum daylight. One of the earliest examples of industrial architecture was Arkwright's cotton mill, 1771, which pioneered the factory system and mass production techniques. Industrialization facilitated the construction of iron and steel bridges, railways, and large-scale infrastructure projects. Notable examples include the Iron Bridge, 1779, the world's first cast iron bridge, built over the River Severn in England, showcasing the potential of iron in structural engineering. The Crystal Palace, 1851, a revolutionary glass and iron structure designed by Joseph Paxton for the Great Exhibition in London. It demonstrated the potential of prefabricated industrial materials in architecture. Eiffel Tower, 1889, constructed from iron, this iconic landmark showcased the possibilities of steel in modern architectural design. As cities expanded, new architectural styles and urban planning strategies emerged. Governments and architects sought to improve public health by designing wider streets, sanitation systems, and green spaces. The rise of public buildings, such as train stations, libraries, and museums, reflected industrial-era ideals of progress and education.